stats and stuff like that normally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna toss over that screen. Well, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, on each of these spreadsheets that I had all you guys fill out, I'm basically gonna put some little block over everything, and then one by one I'm gonna reveal it. But yeah, before all that, I'll have everything. It's gonna be all blacked out. I'll introduce you. You can say hi, and then we're just gonna dive right into it. I'm gonna set a timer on my phone. I'm usually really bad at yapping during these streams.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do my
World.
best to get it.
Change the scene.
Ooh.
My shadows, they follow you. My shadows, they follow you in the darkness. In the my shadows, they follow you like an accomplice. Lost all of your dreams, the night is heartless. My shadows, they follow you. My shadows, they follow you in the darkness. So far gone, I'm caught up, infatuated by our symmetry. It feels like before now, I was only half of me. Thought that I had figured it out, never felt it rationally, but this sense of urgency has me wondering. Thought that I had figured it out, nothing could get through to me, but this kind of chemistry has me wondering. When you're not around it, I was black and white. How come I'm not seeing in color? Lost without you, I can't make it through the night. How come I'm not seeing in color? How come I'm not seeing in color? So far gone.
Dave.
Just slow down midfield. Raptor gonna take control, leaving it for MJ. MJ with the double tap opportunity, and he gets it! MJ!
Trying to find another toucher, gets it around for Chance. Then gets another touch around Remzik. Maybe one man back.
Oh,
a good
nice!
slam from Samuel. An insane redirect.
And go time, popping it up. Is anyone there? Supper challenges. Supper with a miss. Just Eli back. Dickey. Getting it over top. And Low Ballers take the TV Grand Final. Give it up for Low Ballers.
High Cosmic
just slowly going towards the backboard as it pops over everyone. His Bone's able to get a shot off here. No, he's not getting the touch. And iCosmic with the boost that he needs. Popping it over and it's straight center.
Let's give it up for your Division D champions, Ball Chasers.
Try to get that one. Raptor, he's gonna try to get a 50, not able to. Jive, he's gonna beat Izor. He's gonna turn on this one. And Unlimited Aura is going to Brazil.
Give it up for your Div C champions, Rising Stock.
Almost. So next goal might be right here. Red Wizard followed by Squilliam. And 12 seconds left on the clock.
Your Division B champions, Honey Nut.
No one's actually challenging. I was able to get that boost for free. We needed someone from Super Stars to go early, as this one does drop down. Ceiling shot is gonna be there, and Remzik doing what he does best.
And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Division A champion, Acrobatic Aura.
Oh. Well, the surprise is out, bro. I forgot to hide you, brother. Oh man, sorry guys. I was expecting to like have this be like more of like a reveal. I did forget to hide my brother, Obese Home and Pigeon. So I did forget to hide you. But welcome to the stream, bro. First of all.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here tonight. We have our seasonal playoff prediction stream gonna go on here tonight, where we talk about some of the happenings in the league. We're gonna bring in an expert for each division. They gave me some predictions on what they think is gonna be happening here tonight as we go into playoffs. Today marks the first day officially of playoffs occurring. So this is where everything gets real. Everything in the regular season all leads to this point. It's gonna be a lot of fun moving forward. And like I said, this is where it all comes down. Hi chat. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you guys, but I've made a mistake of yapping a little bit too much on these types of streams. So without further ado, I'm not gonna sit here and yap too much. We're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. Toss it over here. You might be a little bit confused on what's going on here. I do have to now show it. I figured it out on this scene, but like I said, we're gonna go over each bracket. It's gonna be a little bit scuffed about what's going on here, but basically what I'm gonna do is pretty much section by section here, we're gonna go in and reveal each series and talk about what our Division D expert, Obese Home and Pigeon, we're gonna see what he thought here tonight. Obese, how much effort did you put into this? Is there like, do you have notes? Do you have what's going on here before we get into it?
Yeah, so I've been following the season pretty good, trying to keep tabs on all the teams, trying to figure out what's going on. And I went in just before this and got some notes going up. So I'm feeling pretty good about my predictions. But with that being said, all of my March Madness brackets were trash. So I take everything with a grain of salt.
No, that's a good shout right there. Okay, I'm gonna move it back over here because that looked like it kind of started to... Anyways, okay. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start right into it. We're gonna go ahead and go letter by letter here. Let's reveal the first one of the night. Let's go ahead. We got match A. Sorry if you guys can't really see that. It's gonna be kind of small, but match A, Elite Egoists versus Granny Shifters. Give us a little insight here.
So Granny Shifters 4-5, Elite Egoists 1-8. Their last matchup, Granny Shifters 1-3-2. I mean, I think Granny Shifters are gonna take care of business pretty easily in this one. I'll give it 4-1.
Okay, yeah, Elite Egoist seems to not have found great success yet, so unless something magical happens, that's a pretty safe bet. Let's go ahead and move on down to match B, our second of two, which I guess I should say is in a 10-team division, which is Division B, C, and D. we do have 2 play-in matches in a standard double elimination bracket, which is what our playoff format is. So these are match A and match B here are going to be the 2 play-ins, but for match B here, we got Singularity versus Blitz. What's going to be your prediction here?
Blitz 5-4, Singularity 1-8, and also can I just say, I mean, Div D has been a bloodbath all season. Blitz is 5-4, and they got the 7 seed. So I mean, it's been crazy. Their last matchup, Blitz took it 3-2. I think we're gonna see a more competitive one in this one, but I think Blitz is gonna get it done 4-3.
4-3 is gonna be your prediction. That's not bad. Game 7. I mean, Singularity. They've. I know I've streamed personally a few crazy series from them, so it's gonna be fun to see if they can keep that up. Let's go ahead now, go up to match C now, which is going to be the winner of this match A, going up against the current #1 seed. And what do you got going on here?
So my team, the Demo Demons, we're 7-2, Granny Shifters 4-5. Coming into the playoffs, my team's on a win streak of 5, and the last 2 games have been sweeps. A lot of momentum carrying into this one. The last matchup, Demo Demons took it 3-1, so I think they're going to take care of business again. I think they're going to take this one 4-1.
All right, you're betting on yourself. Listen, I was talking about it, and we're going to see them later on. I thought it was for sure shot that Lethal Shooters was going to be the dominant, titan of this division. But your team, Demo Demons, come out of the woodworks here. Crazy end to your season. What'd you go on? Was it how big of a win streak was that? It was pretty big, wasn't it?
It was a 6-game win streak if you count the ASAP game. We started 1-2 and then didn't lose since.
That's absolutely insane. Went on an absolute heater. So I think that's a pretty safe bet. They're 4-1 against these Granny Shifter teams, which Granny Shifters have had, quite a few pretty close games with really high caliber teams throughout the season. So if any team's going to be able to do it, it might be them. But you seem pretty confident, so I'll keep going with it. Match D now, moving downwards. This is going to be your number 4 seed, who ultimately didn't really get a pick in the draft. It was kind of just whoever was left, which was 2 Jits, 1 Unk. So if you're 2 Jits, 1 Unk, none of the captains wanted to face you, so that means you're a little bit, pretty good. But tell me a little bit about this match D.
So both of these teams are 5-4. Their last matchup, 2 Jits, 1 Unk took it 3-0. 2 Jits, 1 Unk is a scary team, man. And Rocket Rangers is a great team too. And they've beaten the top 2 seeds. Rocket Rangers have beaten both Demo Demons and Lethal Shooters. I think that's important to recognize. That being said, I think we're going to get a very competitive series, and Rocket Rangers, I think, are going to get their revenge 4-3.
You got some of the 2 Jits, 1 Unk squad in the chat right now. A little bit upset with this choice here. But I mean, hey, like you said, this division, along with Division C, has been a bloodbath. It really is going to be whoever can show up on each day. So you got Rocket Rangers in 7. That's the second game of 7. Hopefully that does happen for the content. Go ahead and move down to match E, which is going to be ABOS, a bag of, is it salt or sugar? I don't even know. Going up against Winner POV. What's going to be going on here?
So ABOS 6-3, Winner POV 5-4. Their last matchup, Winner POV actually took it 3-1. I think most series are going to be competitive. I mean, we've seen Div D be competitive all year, but I'm taking ABOS in this one 4-3.
Okay, fair enough. Another game 7. Listen, I'm all for the game 7s here, bro. Like, genuinely, I like the content. But let's go keep going on. Match F
be
now.
A pattern here.
There might be a pattern. I honestly haven't looked at any of these brackets that you guys have submitted yet, so this is kind of fun for me. But match F is going to be the winner of that play-in, which is you had Blitz going up against the current number 2 seed, who I thought was going to be, the current number 1 seed, but they're going up against Blitz. And what's going on here?
We're so back.
So Lethal Shooters is 6-3, and despite not being the 1 seed, they have been the most dominant team in the league. They have a 70% win percentage in games, which is crazy. I'm expecting, their last matchup was 3-0 Lethal Shooters, and I'm expecting a repeat performance. I'm taking Lethal Shooters 4-0 in this one.
4-0 is a safe shout. Blitz, to me, seems to have a very high peak, but it's really hard to say. But, I mean, they're kind of up and down. They seem like a little bit of more of like a temperamental team. So if they're on, they can play very, very well, but looks like you don't have them playing well in this one. 4-0 sweep. But, all right. Let's drop down to now the losers bracket. So now that we've gotten through the technical first round of the bracket, let's jump down to match G, the first of the loser bracket here. All these teams on the loser bracket going to be in 1 life for the rest of their season. And you got 2 Jits, 1 Unk going up against Lead Egoist.
So, I mean, Elite Egoist, their only win came against the only other 1-8 team in the league, Singularity. 2jits1unk is a very good team. It was hard to say they're going out in the first round. Their last matchup ended in a 3-0 sweep for 2jits1unk, and I'm going to take 2jits1unk taking care of business 4-1.
Fair shout. Elite Egoist getting knocked out early on your bracket. Go ahead, jump down to the last one, which is going to be Winner POV versus Singularity. And it looks like this one's a little bit more close, but what's going on here?
I mean, Winner POV started off hot. I mean, they were one of 2 teams that were undefeated, I believe, through week 4, but they've cooled down a little bit since. They're still a very good team, though. Their last matchup, Winner POV took it 3-1, and I think they're going to get it done here 4-2.
Fair enough, fair enough. So both Elite Egoist and Singularity you got going out first, losing out pretty much right away. Somebody's got to do it, unfortunately, and you got Elite Egoist and Singularity. But that's the first round of the losers bracket. Let's see what's going to be next here. I should probably check. It'd be E, F, G, H, I. Yeah, I. So we're gonna go to the next round of the losers bracket here. Go ahead and drop down, and we got Blitz versus 2jits1unk, and you got this one being a heater.
So their last matchup went 3-1 for 2jits1unk. Blitz is a bit of a sleeper team. I'm expecting a competitive series here, but I think 2jits1unk are going to continue to build momentum in this losers bracket, and I think they're going to take it 4-3.
Fair shout, fair shout. So 2jits1unk get their match under their belt. Let's go ahead and jump down to match J, Granny Shifters versus Winner of POV, and you got Granny Shifters taking this one.
So Winner POV is a very good team. Granny Shifters has a lot of firepower. They've beaten Lethal Shooters and ABOS in the season. Their last matchup, Winner POV did take it 3-1. I'm expecting again another competitive series, but I think Granny Shifters is going to clutch this one out 4-3.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, now we're gonna get to where things get a little bit more interesting here. So we're gonna jump up here to the top, back up to the winners bracket here, and let's take a peek at match K. Demo Demons versus Rocket Rangers. Both these teams so far would be undefeated. And what's going on here?
So I mean, Demo Demons, my team, were obviously a very good team with a lot of momentum, probably the most momentum coming into the playoffs. Rocket Rangers are also a very solid team. The last matchup, notably, was Rocket Rangers winning 3-2. That was all the way back in week 2, I believe. I'm ready for another competitive series here. I think it's going to be a great one, but I think we're going to sneak by with this one. Demo Demons 4-3.
All right, so with this one, you actually progressed to land. So if you didn't have to play a play-in, basically the rule is if you don't play a play-in, you have to win 2 before you lose 2. That's kind of the rule. But if you do play a play-in, that you add 1 to that count, you have to win 3 before you lose 2. So for you guys, you win those 2 and progress to land. Rocket Rangers gonna have their second chance later on in the bracket. But let's jump to match L, and yet another game 7. You got a lot of these going on.
Yeah, it'll be pretty much almost the rest of the way out. That's what we're going to see, I think. But Lethal Shooters versus ABOS, 2 6-3 teams. You got one of the most dominant versus one of the most consistent. The last matchup was 3-2 in favor of ABOS, and I think this could very well be the best series in the whole bracket if this is what we end up getting. I'm taking ABOS here with 4-3 win.
This would be absolutely insane to see Lethal Shooters not... I fully expect Lethal Shooters, in my opinion. If it was my bracket, I would see Lethal Shooters making it to land through that winner's bracket. But you got ABOS punching their ticket to land along with you in the winner's bracket, which is super interesting. See if that one rings true. Go ahead, jump down back to the loser's bracket here. And match M, Lethal Shooters versus 2jits1unk, yet another land qualification match.
So 2jits1unk is a great team. However, Lethal Shooters is one of the most dominant teams, and now they have extra motivation, having been knocked out of the winner's bracket. Their last matchup was 3-0 in favor of Lethal Shooters, and I'm expecting a similar showing here. I got Lethal Shooters 4-1.
Dang, so 2jits1unk, 1 series short of making land, getting knocked out. This would be 2jits1unk's biggest nightmare. If Lethal Shooters loses pretty much at any point in their bracket, this would be 2jits1unk's biggest fear. And like you said, I think if Lethal Shooters does fall this far, I would be baffled to see 2jits1unk come out. I'm sorry, Chemic, but Lethal Shooters just looks so dominant. So it'd be crazy. But let's go ahead and jump down to the last land qualification match before we cover some land matches here, and Rocket Rangers and Granny Shifters.
So Rocket Rangers have beat the top 2 seeds, but Granny Shifters also have firepower. I'm looking at a highly competitive series here. The last matchup they faced, Rocket Rangers did take it 3-2. I'm gonna have Granny Shifters as my Cinderella team here. I'm gonna say they get revenge here 4-3.
Listen, I mentioned it earlier about Granny Shifters taking down some of these high caliber teams. I mean, if there's gonna be any Cinderella runs, I could see it being Granny Shifters, but listen, taking down Rocket Rangers and Winners POV is going to be a task in of itself. So we'll see if that one rings true. Let's go ahead, keep things rolling here. Let's jump to LAN matches here. First one is going to be LAN match O, Demo Demons versus a bag of salt in yet another game 7 here.
So we have one of the hottest teams here in Demo Demons and one of the most consistent here in ABOS. ABOS just beat the most dominant team. They're coming into this matchup with some momentum. The last matchup between these two teams, Demo Demons took it 3-2. Sure to be a great series, but I think Demo Demons are going to take it 4-3.
Fair enough, fair enough. Let's keep going here down to the loose bracket here on LAN, which is going to be match letter P, Lethal Shooters versus Granny Shifters, and you got Granny Shifters going again. Holy cow.
This is my statement prediction. I love making at least one super bold prediction. I'm taking Granny Shifters as my Cinderella all the way. You have the most dominant team trying to make a loser's run after an early exit. They're disappointed, but Granny Shifters have been building up their own momentum in this loser's bracket here. Their last matchup, Granny Shifters did take it 3-1, and I'm expecting them to kind of channel some of that, and I think they're going to squeak out with this one 4-3.
That's an insane prediction right there. That's awesome. I like that. I like that out of you. But let's go ahead and jump down to the next one, which is going to be the losers final here. Bag of Salt versus Granny Shifters, and they're making the run. They make it all the way to grand finals. Holy cow.
So, ABOS coming off a tough loss in winners finals, and Granny Shifters having unreal momentum after just having taken out Lethal Shooters on their Cinderella one. Their last matchup, Granny Shifters won 3-1 again. You're kind of seeing that pattern where Granny Shifters can take down these top teams. And I think they're going to do it again. I think they're going to advance to grand finals 4-3.
That's insane, but we all know who is going to be left here in grand finals. Let's go ahead and cover who is gonna win it. The big reveal: Demo Demons and Granny Shifters. And all right, bro's got his own team winning it all.
Who am I if I don't bet on myself, right? You have the top record, one of the hottest teams in the league in this team, the Cinderella team that has such great momentum. I think this is going to be a great series for sure. Granny Shifters will be trying to avenge their 4-1 loss in the first round, but I don't think they're going to get quite enough. I think we're going to win it 4-3.
So, you got Demo Demons, Obese Home and Pidgeot here. He's got his own team going all the way, but listen, it would be different if his own team was a little bit, lower on the seeding, but this man is leading the division right now, and he's been very dominant. What, you said 6 wins in a row now?
Yep.
So listen, if anybody's going to be able to do it, it's going to be one of this guy right here. He's got trust in his team going all the way. But no, that's a fun bracket. I do like it. You got a lot of predictability stuff in there, but then I like your little twists in it with Granny Shifters. And honestly, if I were to list out, a few of my own, Granny Shifters was probably going to be at the top as well. Because they've somehow pulled it out against some of these really, really good teams. So, no, without further ado, you got any final comments before we send it off for a quick intermission?
Not really, other than I think this is going to be a great playoffs. I mean, such parity in the division, anything could happen, so I'm excited.
No, I'm excited too. Especially Division D and Division C are so close. Like you said, it's been a bloodbath all season long. And so really, like I said before, it's going to be whoever, can come, I almost said something really out of pocket. Whoever can play better on each given day. That consistency is going to be a big thing. So, Obese has his own team, Demo Demons, taking it. But without further ado, Obese, thank you so much for coming on. We haven't really had you on the stream before, so I tried to reach out to some newer faces here, and get you involved with the stream. So thanks for doing that, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go to like a 2-minute, 120-second intermission before we get into the Division C predictions here. I'm gonna try and keep it as much, as short as possible. So please stick around. We'll be right back.
just turned 18. Saw your whole life in front of me. And in the one day I miss cleaning up the cold tea. Now I'm sitting there singing broken heart, helplessly I'm praying, blaming God. Ooh, she told me don't worry.
Okay, I did it right this time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're gonna get right into this one. We have our next prediction on this on the docket here, which is gonna be the Div C playoff predictions. And you can see that I correctly hit my little, Div C expert this time. So, shout out to me, Rare Whirl L on the last one. But I do want to give a quick shout out to anybody that did subscribe earlier. I know Chemic dropped one. I think we had Swamp Donkey, and I think Super Dubs also dropping subs. So huge appreciation. We do have our sub goal going on right down there. If we do hit 50 subs by the time LAN comes around, iCosmic is going to be taking K-Tool on a cardboard cutout date. It's going to be pretty funny to see. We're going to record it and mic him up and all that stuff. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into it. And before we, start revealing some stuff, I'm going to go ahead and reveal our little Div C expert here. And it's going to be our main man, Dracula. Welcome to the stream, brother.
Yo, what's up, world? How's it going?
We're doing pretty good. Listen, I was just kind of throwing haymakers out here on selecting who to choose, and it sounds like you've been pretty involved with like stats and stuff. So it sounds like I chose a good guy for this one.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up for most of the season, trying to get good insights on, future matchups. So I've been pretty involved.
I was gonna say, in your first season especially, I wasn't too sure, but like I said, I like to try and get some new faces on here. So kudos to you for hopping on, brother. Much appreciated. But without further ado, trying to keep this thing nice and short, let's go ahead and just hop right into this one. Let's go ahead and start with match A here. It's gonna be A with Riz and Disoriented. What's gonna be your prediction on this one?
So for this first one, I put down Disoriented is gonna win in 6. It's like, hey, with Riz, they've just been the lowest winning percentage team all season, and I just think it's just going to continue like that. Disoriented, just going to take the win here in 6, 4-2.
Fair enough. Div C was one of these divisions that there's a couple teams that I wasn't as familiar with, and Disoriented is one of those teams. I feel like there were kind of some of these like sleeper picks going in, but seeing them play a couple times, I thought they were going to be really good, but then I think they kind of fell off late season, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see if they can revive as we go into the playoffs here. Let's go ahead and jump down to match D now. It's going to be spaced out 2.0 and triple threat.
Yeah, this one, as you see, it's going to be a 4-3 in favor of triple threat. Triple threat in the second half of the season has been kind of a rebound team. They've been playing like way better recently, and I think that's due to JD grinding a lot, their team captain. But also, I think Spaced Out 2.0 is kind of a sleeper team, so that's why I have this one going to 7. But ultimately, triple threat takes it.
Yeah, no, Spaced Out 2.0, everybody behind the scenes, everybody that has seen Dcrl action before, everybody thought the Spaced Out 2.0 team was going to be the real deal this season. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. They haven't really found too much success. But I think you make a great point. They're going to be one of these sleeper teams. Excuse me, going into the playoffs here, because they have that chemistry. They have a whole season and now almost 2 of experience under their belt. So it'll be interesting to see if they can make moves. But you got triple threat taking it. JD, like you said, has been on his grind. So definitely good shout there. But let's go ahead and hop up to a match C now, top of the winners bracket. We got Crossbar Kings and Disoriented.
So yeah, for this one, I had my team Crossbar Kings beating Disoriented 4-1. We just recently played Disoriented as well, so kind of have a good grasp on their team, and I think that we just beat them when it comes time to play them.
Yeah, you guys have been so dominant all season long, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. You guys have kind of become the Titan, I guess you could say, of Division C. So it's gonna be interesting, because so many of these teams that you've beaten are gonna have a target on your head, and sometimes that little motivation is all some teams need to try and pop off to their true potential. So we'll see if they can do that. But you got yourself taking that one. Let's jump down to match D now. Bad Wi-Fi and Jumbo Nut.
Yeah, so this one, Bad Wi-Fi gonna win 4-2. Jumbo Nut is one of those teams where they could probably beat anyone or lose to anyone in this league. They have like a demo heavy play style, but even with that, I still think Bad Wi-Fi, they're more well-rounded team. So I have them winning 4-2 for this one.
Yeah, something that we predicted during like the mid-season stream was Jumbo Nut with Grayskull demoing as he does. It's something that works the first time, in my opinion. But as long as you're like a decent team with like a decent game plan and stuff, that's such an easy game plan to plan against, right? So if they come out with that same game plan, I can sense them not having it not work as well because that surprise factor is going to be gone. So it's not a bad show here, sure. Bad Wi-Fi. But let's go ahead and jump down to match E, Bye-Week versus Lost Souls.
This one I think could actually go either way. Lost Souls and Bye-Week, they played pretty recently, and I believe it was a 3-2 matchup. But every single one of their games was decided by one goal.
Was it?
I have the games
Holy cow.
right now. So even though it's a 3 versus 7 seed, it's going to be a close series. But ultimately, I still have Bye-Week taking it.
Yeah, it'd be like you said. I could see that one going either way. JD Power has a lot of experience under his belt, and it's that experience that really starts helping out come playoff times. So it's not a bad shout. Seeing Bye-Week take this one. Let's go down now to Triple Threat here, which is going to be the winner of that play-in match going up against the current number 2 seed of Silver Leveling.
Yeah, Silver Leveling is just going to take this one. Tyler's team has just been popping off recently. They're definitely the hottest team heading into playoffs right now. And Mr. Miko has been he's their second man. He's just been putting a lot of stats up recently. So this one, it's going to be hard to stop Silver Leveling. They're just winning this one in 5.
Yeah, no, because I've been playing in Sixers a little bit recently, and I've seen Mr. Miko, in Sixers with us, grinding, playing with really high caliber players, and sometimes having access to that bank of really high level players can really elevate you. It's like Rock Lee taking the training weights off, right? In Naruto. For anybody if you know, you know. So it's been cool to see Miko evolve a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump now to the losers bracket here. All these teams are going to be on their last life here. We got Jumbo Nut and Hay with Riz.
Yeah, again, still no upsets yet. That will change, but I've Jumbo Nut taking this one here, 4-2. Again, Hay with Riz has just been, like, by a fair margin, the lowest winning percentage team. They only have lost to 2 teams, which are actually Silver Leveling and Bye-Week, but yeah.
I'm gonna say their 2 wins are crazy against crazy teams like Silver Leveling. That's kind of always been the story with Tyler. If you haven't known him before, is his consistency, right?
Yep.
So it doesn't really surprise me. It's a little worrying for me kind of going into playoffs, and maybe that's something you'll touch on a little bit later. But yeah, Hey with Riz, I don't think they have that consistency, unfortunately. But you never know. But you got Jumbo Nut taking that one. Let's go ahead and jump down now to the last one here, which is going to be Lost Souls versus, if I can show it enough here, Spaced Out 2.0.
Yeah, this one, again, Lost Souls, I believe they played like pretty early in the season. And I think Lost Souls won 3-1. So
okay.
I don't know too much more about this, and I was just like, Lost Souls take this in 5. Seems like a pretty decent prediction.
Sometimes it's hard on some of these teams, so not a bad show. It would be crazy. I think Spaced Out 2.0 has, like I said before, has some of the most hype out of any team in Dcrl. So to see them go out, 2 times, in both of their series would be definitely a rough sight to see, given their expectations. But with how they've been playing this season, not too far of a shout either, which is unfortunate. So we'll see if that one rings true. Let's go ahead and now jump to the next level of the losers bracket here. Match I, Triple Threat and Jumbo Nut.
Yeah, Triple Threat versus Jumbo Nut. Triple Threat's definitely taking this one. I'm having it in 6. Triple Threat, the matchup with their team compared to Jumbo Nut, I think they played recently and they won in 5, but I think their team would just match up well against Jumbo Nut. And with them, previously and pretty recently playing Jumbo Nut, I think they're gonna remember how to beat them. And so yeah, they're taking this 1-6.
In my opinion, and I don't know if any of them are listening, so I hate to kind of give them the advice here, but if they come out with a completely different play style from that demo play style, I think that's one of the only chances that Jumbo Nut has of having some success in the playoffs, because so many teams are gonna have them figured out, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting to see. We'll see what they do as once we start getting some streams rolling here. Let's go ahead, jump down now to match J with Disoriented and Lost Souls.
All right, Disoriented, Lost Souls. Lost Souls are gonna take this one in 5. Yeah.
Not much more to say there, probably.
Not much more to say. I've already gone over these teams a little bit.
Yep.
They had a pretty close matchup somewhere in the season, but I think Lost Souls is going to kind of hit a little bit of... I think they're going to peak a little bit and just maybe make a little run.
Okay, who's on Disoriented? I'm forgetting. Do you know?
Disoriented has Indispose, Lemojul, and it's Ender.
Okay. Yeah, that would be an interesting team to see go out pretty early. Because Lemojul, like you said, he made it pretty far last semester in Division D. He had a quiet season, but it would, I would like to see him on LAN again, but we'll see if he can pull through here. But let's go ahead now and jump over to the next section here. This is going to be LAN qualification matches. So we're going to have Bad Wi-Fi going against your team, the current #1 seed of Crossbar King.
Yeah, so it was 2 weeks ago, Bad Wi-Fi was one of the 2 teams that actually beat us. And so I think my team's going to sort of remember that, and we're going to make sure we don't lose this one. But I still think it's going to be a fairly close series. Bad Wi-Fi has a good, well-rounded team, and if we're not playing at our best, then they will just beat us.
Yeah, no. Again, it's going to be who can. That matchup right there is, to me, is who can show up on the given day. We'll see if it happens, but. Let's go ahead and now jump to the next one, which is going to be match L, Bi-Week versus Silver Leveling.
Yeah, Silver Leveling, they actually lost 3-0 to Bi-Week earlier in the season. But again, all games were 1-goal games. I think I have the stats up right now. Only one of the games went to overtime. But either way, Bi-Week has been doing not so well recently. Silver Leveling's hot, so Silver Leveling is winning this one in 6.
Yeah, no, it's gonna literally come down to the consistency. I do have some insight, Tyler, saying when they lost to Hey with Riz, he woke up 22 minutes before his game was supposed to start, but they lost in 5. So even when Tyler has no warm up and he's waking up 20 minutes before, they're still bringing that team to 5. So. Listen, if they can maybe get a warm-up in, maybe, they'll be dominant like they're supposed to be. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's go ahead and jump now to match M, Bi-Week versus Triple Threat.
Triple Threat, Bi-Week. Triple Threat's taking this one in 5. Again, Bi-Week sort of been on a little drought recently. And also they played Triple Threat really recently as well and lost to them. So I think Triple Threat is just going to show up when it matters and going to take Bi-Week down.
Yeah, Triple Threat has truly looked so dominant in certain situations. I don't understand how they're getting their losses, if I'm being honest with you. So if any team that's not in the current top 4 is going to do it, it's going to be this Triple Threat team. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. But let's go ahead and jump down now to match N, Bad Wi-Fi and Lost Souls. Oh my goodness.
I think if things are going according to how I see them, I think this will be the most entertaining series in the entire playoffs. I think Lost Souls is going to figure out their game a little bit more, and this is just going to be a back and forth series. No one's going to know who wins, and then Lost Souls is just going to win at the very end.
Fair enough. I mean, seriously, both these teams are kind of been one of those under the radar teams. I've been a really big fan of Bad Wi-Fi, especially Dcrl. He's been, very, very good Rocket League player. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they can, pull it out, or if they're gonna fall short of LAN here. But let's go ahead and now jump to and match D, Crossbar Kings versus Silver Leveling.
Yeah, Silver Leveling, I have them beating my team. Sadly, The last time we played them, my team wasn't playing as well, but still, they beat us 3-0 in pretty dominant fashion. I say, and plus, this is LAN. Like, Tyler, I bet he's been to LAN before. I really don't know, but no one on my team has been to LAN, and same with the other the other 2 teams that are in LAN, Triple Threat and Lost Souls. A lot of them, they haven't made it to LAN. A lot of them are pretty new. Yeah, I think we're gonna get some nerves as well, and we lose this 1 in 5.
Yeah, Tyler actually is a champion. He's won a season in season 3 or season 4, I think. I don't know which one it was, but he's actually won all of LAN. So like you said, that's not a bad shout. You know, being on LAN, I don't know if have you ever played on LAN ever? Like not even like for a tournament, but just like playing with the boys or anything like that.
Oh no, not actually.
I'm telling you now, it's a whole different experience. So it's gonna be fun to see how some of these teams that don't have that experience, how they fare. But let's go ahead and jump down to match P. Both these teams have 1 life, Triple Threat and Lost Souls, and you got Lost Souls taking this one.
Yeah, Lost Souls, I think, like I was saying, they're really gonna hit their stride. Like they have, oh my gosh, they're the team that has a lot of shots, a lot of offensive pressure, and they make some passing plays every now and then. And again, like I have that game of the matchup that they played. They still lost 3-1, but they were in the offensive zone most of the time, and so I think that series was way closer than a 3-1 series. I think Lost Souls can definitely come back and be Triple Threat here when it matters.
You got a lot of faith in this Lost Souls team, I'll give you that. I don't know how many people would, maybe. I don't really know, but it seems like, I mean, you're the number 1 seed, you're probably gonna know best, so I think you got some faith. But let's go ahead and now jump to the losers finals here to decide who's gonna meet silver leveling in the grand finals here, which is the Crossbar Kings and Lost Souls.
Yeah, so for me, I have my team winning, Crossbar Kings 4-2. I know, guys, it's sad, a 1 seed and a 2 seed in the finals, but that's just the way I see it going. I see our 2 teams just being at least a slight step up for most of the other teams.
Fair enough. So we're gonna have silver leveling versus Crossbar Kings. We'll see what our Div C expert here in Dracula, see what he's got going on for this series. There it is. What's going on here?
Yeah, I think maybe bias is getting a part of play here, but I think that first series, my team, we've been known to clutch up pretty bad situations, so I think we're just gonna barely clutch it up. And
2 game 7s would be crazy.
Yeah, 2 game 7s. I think if we win that first series, that second series is again gonna be super entertaining. And just like, I don't know if you've seen RLCS, but back in the day when it was Dignitas versus NRG in the grand finals where Justin hit that goal, it's gonna be like that series, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Hey man, listen, I'm all for it. I mean, 2 game 7 in a bracket reset is like, from a production POV and like a caster's POV, literally like my worst nightmare, because I've done that before, 2 game 7s in a bracket reset, and I literally had no voice after. But listen, it was great content. So it'll be a lot of fun to see. So Dracula's got Crossbar Kings going all the way in a bracket reset up against silver leveling on LAN. Well, I tell you what, Dracula, it's been a fun bracket. It's gonna be fun to kind of play along. You know, now that you've chosen to put yourself out here like this, there's gonna be people holding you accountable. So it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, I know. I feel like my head's gonna be hunted on that bad Wi-Fi game if that happens.
I was gonna say there might be some strategy being like an expert here of like not jinxing yourself too hard, whatever. You know, you got to have that good balance, right? And I think you did that here. So anyways, Dracula, thank you so much for hopping on with me. But like I said, I'm trying to keep this short. But do you have any last final thoughts before we go to quick intermission?
Yeah, I guess this, especially our division, every team is like super close in skill level. So yeah, these are my picks, but one bad day completely changes the entire bracket.
Facts. absolute facts. I mean, I don't have it up right now, but seeing how close the winning percentage is between like seeds, like,
oh yeah.
I think you are a little bit higher than like the number 2, but like 2 through like, what is it, like 8 or 7 or something like that is just insanely close, like record-breaking close. So like you said, it's going to be who can show up on each given day. So we'll see if that happens. But again, one last thank you to you, Dracula. But with that, we're going to go ahead and toss it to a quick intermission, and we're going to get right into the Division B predictions. So stay tuned, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to keep pushing on through this stream here, taking a little bit longer than I wanted, so I'm just trying to cook. I promise. But we're going to be moving on to our Division B playoff predictions. This is where things start to get a little bit fun, right? I mean, we've had some, very close divisions in Division D and Division C. We're going to be hopping over Division B, which has been, I would say, the most... let's see, what's my word for it? I'll put it like this: dramatic division. I'll put it like that. Been a lot of beef going around. Maybe some of it fake, some of it not. I don't really know half the time. But Division B has been a lot of fun. And we're gonna see what our Division B expert has to say here. So let's go ahead, toss it over this screen. Let's go ahead and reveal who it's gonna be here. Welcome to the stream, Aquamaniac.
Hello. It's nice to be here. It's been a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a hot minute since I've seen you. I gotta resize your camera a little bit, maybe center you, but I'll work on that in a sec here. But before we do this, preface it. I mean, Aquamaniac is a member of the Untouchables team that we're gonna be seeing in a short little bit here. Give me a little bit of a rundown about how Division B has been going so far for you this season.
I'd say for my team, Division B has been going pretty well. Last season was a bit rough, but now running this season with Xander and Jive, we're running pretty strong. And then as like an overall view of Div B, I would agree with you on your point of just there's a lot of beef going on. Not really sure who it is between certain people, but there's a lot of shade being thrown at a lot of people.
All right, well, we're going to see if our Div B expert here is going to be throwing any of that shade here tonight. So let's go ahead and just hop right into it for the first matchup here, which is going to be Match A, Div A Wannabes versus Assisted Living.
Yep. So I've got Div A wannabes winning that one 4-3. I think it's going to be a bit of a tough game, but I have faith in my boy Creed because he's from UJ, and I think they're going to pull it through. Assisted living is a team to kind of be aware of, but I do think Div A wannabes are going to take it out for this first one.
All right, fair enough. So, as we mentioned before, divisions B, C, and D are all 10-team divisions. Just to kind of preface this for everybody watching. So there are 2 play-in matches in a standard double elimination bracket, which is what our playoff format is. Like I said, this is one of the first play-in matches, you call it. And so you have Div A wannabes winning that one. So let's go ahead and hop over to the second play-in match, which is going to be Whiff City and Dog Nappers.
Yep, I believe Dog Nappers is going to take it in 4. Whiff City is going to have a tough time with that game, so they're still going to put up a fight with that one. And being 8 and 7 seed, I think Dog Nappers got it in the bag. Not saying Whiff City is a bad team, but I think Dog Nappers just have that slight edge on Whiff City.
Yeah, that Dog Nappers team has been an interesting one, right? Because they, by far, had the easiest schedule, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't know if you call it easy, but they started off the season with a lot of the teams that are now, the lower seeded teams. And a lot of people were scared of them, right? I think they started like 4-0 or something like that by week 6. I think they're like 4-2, but it's been a downhill trend for them. They've lost a lot of games in a row. So it's not a bad prediction here for Dog Nappers taking this in 7 against Whiff City, who've been struggling all season long too. But let's go ahead now and jump up to the next series, which is going to be match C up here in the winner's bracket. Number 1 seed of Straw Hats going against Div A wannabes.
So I think Straw Hats is going to take it 4-1. I don't think it's going to be a total blowout because I think Creed is going to put a little bit more into that game, and I don't think they're really going to pull it through all that much, but they're going to put up a game on Straw Hats. So that's what I'm thinking throughout that one.
All right, fair enough. Straw Hats off to a great start here. So as a reminder, in these 10-team playoff brackets, if you don't play in a play-in match, you have to win 2 matches before you lose 2 to make land. If you play in a play-in match, you got to win 3 before you lose 2 in this bracket. So just keeping that in mind. The Straw Hats now 1 away from their win here. Let's go ahead and jump down to match D, Thick of It versus Goofy Goobers.
I think Thick of It is going to take it in 4-2. Goofy Goobers is a team to kind of, they could be pretty scary. And so they're still going to put up a fight, but Thick of It is going to take the lead on that one. My boy Baba Kanoosh is also on that one, so I got to stand up for him. Thick of It is doing very, very well for their season. They only lost, I believe, 3 games out of their whole season, so I think they're still going to take it with a 4-2 win.
Fair enough. Yeah, Thick of It to me has been one of those teams that, at least to me, my knowledge, they don't do anything crazy flashy or anything like that. They just rotate super, super well, well communicated, and they just kind of are a very solid fundamental team, which I truly enjoy. So it's been a lot of fun seeing their success. Let's go ahead and jump to match E, Sloppy Dogs versus Lobotomy.
Yeah, so being a 3 versus 6 seed, Sloppy Dogs is going to take it. I don't really have a whole lot more to say about it. I just think Sloppy Dogs will win that one because they are 3 seed. Lobotomy is a tough team to go against, which you'll see later on in the lowers, but Sloppy Dogs is going to take this win.
Lobotomy has been on a crazy run lately. I think they've been taken down. I believe they gave you one of your only losses, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And I mean, they've been taken down like Titan after Titan. So, I mean, we're going to see it potentially later, like you said, but they're a team that I would be careful of. But you got Sloppy Dogs, who is another, I would say Sloppy Dogs has some of the highest ceiling in all of Division B. When they're playing at their best, they're a very scary team too. So they definitely have a lot of potential of their own. Let's go ahead and jump down to match F here. This is going to be your team, the current number 2 seed of Untouchables versus Dog Nappers.
I think that one's going to be a 4-0. Not saying Dog Nappers aren't going to have a chance against us, but we are a pretty scary team for our division. So I think that's just how it's going to play out for it.
Fair enough. All right, let's jump down to the losers bracket now. The start of the losers bracket, match G. All these teams are now going to be on their last life, so any loss here is going to send them home for the season. Goofy Goobers versus Assisted Living.
I feel really bad for Assistant Living, but I think they're going to be losing this one just because it's against Goofy Goobers, and they are a tough team to go against. So, like I said, I feel bad for Assisted Living because they have to go against Goofy Goobers, but they're still going to put up that fight and take 2 games off of them.
Yeah, this would be like Assisted Living's worst nightmare. If they don't win that first match up against Div A wannabes, they're putting themselves in a super tough spot because either way, they got to go up against Thick of It or Goofy Goobers. So that first matchup for Div A wannabes and Assisted Living is going to be absolutely massive for them. So yeah, like you said, unfortunately for Assisted Living, you got them dropping out early. Goofy Goobers going to progress. Let's drop down now to match H of Lobotomy and Whiff City.
So now here's the start of the Lobotomy run. So they've got a 4-2 win against Whiff City. Again, I feel bad for dropping out Whiff City, but being the lower seed compared to these other teams, I think they're going to have a tough shot going against Lobotomy.
Yeah, with the heater they've been on, I think that one's pretty much a no-brainer if they do lose that first one against Sloppy Dogs. So it'll be interesting to see their run. Let's go ahead and now jump to the second round of the losers bracket, match I, Dog Nappers versus Goofy Goobers.
So I got Goofy Goobers winning that 4 against Dog Nappers to 3. This is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. I know when I was looking back during the season, it was a closer kind of series against those two. So that's why I put it as a 4-3, because Dog Nappers are really going to put up a fight against the Goofy Goobers, but I think they're going to take it.
Fair enough. Yeah, the Goofy Goobers team is another pretty high ceiling team to me, but kind of inconsistent. So it's going to be if they can show up on each given day. So I could definitely see them taking that against Dog Nappers. Let's jump down to match J, which is going to be Div A wannabes versus Lobotomy.
I am sorry to say, Creed, but you are not taking this dub on this one. You will be going down 0-4. Lobotomy is just going to totally sweep you, and this is the start of their run, and it's just, yeah, that's how it's going to go.
If Div A wannabes, listen, I'm going to be real with you right now. If Div A wannabes win a singular series in playoffs, I'm going to be very surprised. I'm going to tell you straight right now. I'm going to be surprised. Kudos to them if they can do it. But, I mean, without them playing, I think they have one of the lowest winning percentages in pretty much all of Dcrl. So they're going to have something snap if they want a chance here. So, yeah, it's not a bad shout there for Lobotomy. Let's go ahead and now jump back up to where things start to get a little bit more interesting here in some LAN qualification matches. So let's go into match N of Straw Hats versus Thick of It. And this is where things start to get interesting.
So I got Straw Hats losing this one. Thick of It is just a team to they're just so solid that I think Straw Hats, they just can't keep up with it. They're going to take 2 games off of it, but I know Thick of It is going to take it. They beat Straw Hats during the season, so they're going to do it again during playoffs.
All right, fair enough. So the current #1 seed getting knocked down by Thick of It. So Thick of It knocking their chance to land. Straw Hats still have their one chance. They only need one more win, so we'll see where that goes later on. But go ahead and toss it to match L here. Sloppy Dogs versus Untouchables.
So this is another game of my team, and I believe that we'll take it in the end against Sloppy Dogs. We win against them first game of the season, but I think we're going to take this one 4-2. They're still going to put up a fight, but I believe we're going to take it in the end.
That's going to be a fun matchup. I mean, like I said, Sloppy Dogs, I already said it, a broken record moment here, but Sloppy Dogs, in my opinion, have one of the highest ceilings when you consider all 3 players if they're playing at their best. Seriously, they're a very scary team. I've seen them when they're playing their best. So them versus you guys is going to be a lot of fun. The brother duo of your 2 teammates, Jive and Xander, and then you're the glue. You're kind of that X factor between those 2 boys. So it's a fun. Both those teams are that's gonna be a fun one if it does happen. So I'm looking forward to that. But let's go ahead and now jump to the losers bracket once again, and this is again going to be LAN qualification matches here. We got Sloppy Dogs versus Goofy Goobers.
This match is going to be a very tough match, and I had a really hard time trying to figure out who would win this one because both teams are so evenly matched when it comes to their rankings between everyone for the division. But I think Sloppy Dogs is going to take the win on this and beat out Goofy Goobers 4-3.
All right, fair enough. I'm gonna put a little bet on this next matchup here because I'm gonna put a bet on this. I'm gonna give to 5. I haven't literally not looked at your bracket at all, so I'm genuinely revealing this for myself right now. I think I know where this is going. So if you have Straw Hats not even making LAN right here, I'm gifting 5 subs either way. I literally haven't seen this. So if you have Straw Hats losing out, I'm gifting 5 subs. I don't know what happens if you don't have them making LAN, but I'm willing to bet I know what happens next. So let's go ahead and reveal this next one here. It's gonna be match N and Straw Hats versus Lobotomy. You have Straw Hats, the current #1 seed, not even making LAN. Explain yourself.
I think that Straw Hats, they can be a hard team to go against, but Lobotomy has this run going and they're not stopping. And so Straw Hats is going to be taken out right there. Yellow Dog, you're out of there. I'm sorry to say that, but you're gone. I'm not even sorry, actually. You're done right there. Lobotomy takes the win.
That would actually be so insane if that actually happens. But I mean, listen, I think if there is a path for Straw Hats not making LAN, I think it would be this. You mentioned it already. Thick of It already has that experience against Straw Hats. They have that recipe. If they can continue to use that and beat Straw Hats, if there's going to be a team in the losers bracket that beats them, it's going to be this Lobotomy team. They've been proving it time and time again, taking down Titan after Titan. They've beat you. They've beat I don't even know who else. Maybe Thick of It too. I can't remember at this point, but if anybody is going to do it, it's going to be Lobotomy. So honestly, if there is a path for Straw Hats out, I think you chose the right one. But we'll see if that actually happens or not. It's going to be super interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll live up to my thing here. I want to contribute to the sub goal as well, so I'll go ahead and pay that out. So you're welcome to anybody here that gets 5 from me. But and we're also halfway to our sub goal. There we go. Look at big dubs there. So all right, let's keep going though. Let's hop down to the next match here. These are all gonna be LAN matches from here on out. So let's go ahead and see how it goes. Thick of It versus your team of Untouchables.
So this is going to be another tough game. I believe my team is going to pull it through against Thick of It, but there's a slight catch to this because the UJ boys will not be there for this game for sure. So if this game were to happen, Aquamaniac will not be there, and neither will Baba Kanoosh. So it's going to be kind of a mix-up of who's going to make that or not, and I just think my team will make it through just because we had beat them during season, and Jive and Xander just have that chemistry, and they're going to pull it through.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah, that chemistry between your two teammates is insane. So even if you're not there, I think that against even some of the best teams, it's going to be a lot to help your team out. So we'll see if that rings true here. Let's go ahead and jump down now to the losers bracket portion of LAN, which is going to be Sloppy Dogs versus Lobotomy.
I think Sloppy Dogs is going to take this win. Lobotomy ended their run right there. Sloppy Dogs put a stop to them and said, "Nope, you're going down 4-2."
Yeah, that'd be a tough way. It'd be cool to see Lobotomy make the whole run, but I mean, hey, just making LAN, in my opinion, for Lobotomy will be a great feat of itself here. But let's go ahead and now jump to losers finals to decide who's going to go up against Untouchables in your bracket. We got Thick of It versus Sloppy Dogs.
So I'm on that grind to have Thick of It going all the way through again. He's going 4-2 against Sloppy Dogs. That's just how I think it's going to be playing out. Thick of It, like I said, is a big team to go against, but Sloppy Dogs is going to take the L on that one.
Fair enough. Okay, so you're gonna have Thick of It versus your own team of Untouchables, given that you're not gonna be there, of course, so Thick of It could have a little bit of an advantage here. So let's see how you had the grand finals playing out. There we go. Okay, bracket reset. let's hear your thoughts on this one.
So I think it's going to be a really tough matchup. Thick of it, since they just got on that roll of beating Sloppy Dogs, I think they're going to take that first game. And it's going to be a really close game, 4-3. But then after the bracket reset, Untouchables is going to pull through. My team is going to take it 4-3 again, so another 7-round game.
Fair enough. I mean, even without you, it'll be super tough. I mean, that is going to be a handicap for your team. So if you guys are truly able to pull that off with a sub, listen, I'll be baffled. So if that does happen, I'm here for it, but we'll see if it happens. So without further ado, that's going to be wrapping it up here for our Division B experts predictions here. I know you're going to be definitely ruffled up some feathers with some of these predictions here, which is super fun. But you have any final thoughts before we go to a quick intermission?
I don't have a whole lot to say. I will not be showing the hairline, though. I will be keeping that hat on. Sorry, Clicky, but no, that's not happening. But good luck to everyone who is going to be making it to LAN, and hopefully these other teams will prove me wrong, as in Whiff City and Assisted Living, or even Div A wannabes. Any of those teams, I believe, could try to pull it through with a Cinderella run, but through my predictions, this is what I'm thinking.
Well, fair enough. Thank you so much, Aqua, for hopping on and taking some time to fill this out and helping with the stream. So much appreciated to you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a quick 2-minute intermission. We have one final division, the top division of Dcrl of Division A. So like I said, 2-minute intermission. We're going to wrap this stream up. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll be right back.
Replaying your words there in my head. When you're not here, I'm stuck in bed. I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break down. Watch all of the bullets fall to the ground. You took a shot and I'm yours now. But I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break down, break down, break down, break down. Could be the one now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the final division of our little playoff prediction stream. I'm trying to keep it quick. I'm trying to keep the yap down as quick as I can, but sometimes a little yap is necessary. That last prediction was pretty fun there with Aquamaniac. So we're gonna see how our Division A expert predicts the top division in all of DCRL to play out here during playoffs. So let's go ahead without further ado. Toss it over to our stats here, and let's go ahead and give a little bit of intro here to our Div A expert. It's gonna be none other than our man. Oh, wrong button. Swamp Donkey. There we go. We got him on. Welcome to the stream, brother.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, Swamp, it's been a long season so far, and give me a little bit of a quick intro to how Division A has been. Has it been competitive? Has it been different? What's been going on?
Yeah, you know, it's pretty close. The top 4 teams all are in the low 60% win rate, and any of the bottom 4 teams can make a run at any point because they have to get hot, and it'll be fun. It'll be a good playoffs.
It will.
I predict an upset. I don't know who's gonna make it to land that shouldn't, but I don't know. I couldn't figure out who, but someone's going to.
Well, we'll see who you predicted. At least in your opinion, is going to be most likely. I always love a good upset story. There's usually one every season, at least one team that makes some sort of crazy Cinderella run, sometimes multiple. So we'll see how your bracket plays off. We only got 8 teams, so instead of there being play-ins, like we saw on the previous 3 divisions, there are no play-ins. It's just a straight 8-team double elimination bracket. So no play-ins. It's gonna be pretty quick and easy here for this bracket. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just get right on the road here, Swamp, if you're ready to go. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Whenever you are.
Match A is going to be the current number 1 seed going against the current number 7 seed. Instead of picking that number 8 seed, they go with Kawhi Leonard. How do you have this series going?
Yeah, you know, Kawhi Leonard's they're actually a really solid team. They're kind of weird. They're in this weird spot where they had like a 3-week stretch where they couldn't play any games, so they got really far behind. They had to like play a lot in 1 week, and I think they had a forfeit too. So their record does not do them justice. They're a good team. And I mean, dude, they can, if they get hot, there's no team that could stop them, I don't think. But the question is, do they get hot, you know? Shavin's very good. Penn has gotten a lot better in just during the season even. And Ren is just peak, you know, Pulse, well, not anymore, but used to be. Yeah, but anyways, I don't have them winning, unfortunately. Lois Hefe is the 1 seed. I do have them taking this one. They beat them in the regular season pretty handily, I believe. And I can't see an upset for round 1.
Fair enough. Let's go ahead and move on to match B. We got your team of the current number 4 seed of Cooked going up against Monkey Business. How do you have this one going?
Yeah, you know, it looks really bad sometimes when you have yourself winning right away. But I will say, we played these guys already recently, and it was not a close series. We outscored them like 10-3, and they got swept. So, I mean, hopefully we can do it again. You never know, though. P-Money has that just pop-off potential that's crazy. No one else in the league has it. He can just drag the team by their bootstraps, and just score like 11 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, no, he really does. I'm telling you right now, if both Styles or Kicker can find some way, I've said this all season long, if they can find some way of supporting P-Money the correct way, that Monkey Business team is going to become super scary. I mean, they are the number 5 seed after all. So again, if they can find some way to do it, like you said, they're going to be a scary team too. Let's go ahead, move on to match C, which is going to be Backboard Bros versus Rookie Rumblers.
Yeah, you know, Rookie Rumblers is kind of a big question mark for me. We played them a long time ago, but I mean, what can you say? Remzik in playoffs, the Glaze is gonna continue for a bit here, but I mean, you never know. I mean, he locks in, and I don't think he's gonna lose for a while, at least throughout playoffs.
Yeah, Remzik when he's trying, and who knows? I don't know if he's been putting in the hours this season. I don't really think he has been that much. I know he hasn't been playing on the NDSU team. I think he's taken a little bit of a step back from Rocket League, but no matter what, even on low hours, that man is dangerous, right?
Yeah,
so
I know at one point recently he had single-digit pass 2.
Yeah.
So like, he is not playing the game, but it doesn't matter. And if he starts playing the game for playoffs,
it's gonna be over.
It's over for everyone else.
It might just be over, but
it's over.
We'll see if he chooses to win or not. That's pretty much what it's gonna be.
That's how it goes.
Even on low hours, he could. So who knows? Let's go ahead and move to the last match here before the losers bracket of match D: Despicable Me's versus Sigma Gooners.
So to preface this series was already played and already ended 4-1.
That's true.
If you look up in general, yesterday at 9:10 p.m., you can see me saying Despicable Me's win 4-1. So I had this originally. I
should have screenshotted it. I should have.
It's there. You can look up if you want to.
Yeah, if you don't.
Yeah, I just go up 9:10 p.m. yesterday. I believe the games are close. I think there was a long OT. It was, I think, like Sigma Gooners were a goal away from tying it up, and it was like it could have gone the other way really quickly. I mean, you look at the record, you're like, oh, they're just gonna lose a few times and be done. But no, these guys are here. They're gonna get a couple wins on their belt, and they're gonna maybe make a run. You know,
maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on. I believe match E should be losers bracket, right? Yeah, it should. Yep.
Yeah, correct.
Let's go ahead and move to the losers bracket here. We got Monkey Business versus Kawhi Leonard, one of my favorite matchups in Division A. You got P Money going against his former teammate Shavin. How do you got this one going?
So this one is I can't see Monkey Business losing this. I think it's going to be close. I believe it was earlier this season where they had that crazy like 4-goal comeback. Was it against Kawhi Leonard?
No, it was not against Kawhi Leonard.
I was against Sigma Gooners then. Either way, we talked about it. I hate to see Ren and them go early. I think they have potential, and I would not be surprised if they make a run. But P Money's pop-off potential is so hard to stop, and I don't think they're going to be able to stop him straight up.
Unless, like you said, unless Kawhi Leonard can find some way. I mean, Shavin.
Yeah.
I've been on a team with him. He's very analytical. Knows how to beat teams. It's just going to be a matter of if they can successfully follow that and go through with it. Like you said, Ren, very successful track record, making second place last semester in their first season. So definitely a team that could pop off, but due to their break and stuff like that, I think a lot contributes to them maybe being a little bit colder. So definitely not a bad shout there. Go ahead and end it off in the rookie, or not in the losers bracket here. Match F: Rookie Rumblers versus Sigma Gooners.
Yeah, we have Sigma Gooners getting the first win of the season against Rookie Rumblers. I was talking with Parker after a prediction. He's like, "Oh, that's so winnable if we have that series," and I could not agree more. I think that Parker is he's gonna give the boys a pep talk. He might change his playstyle a little bit because it hasn't been working so far, and I think they're gonna come out hot with a Game 7 dub.
Hey, fair enough. If they can find their win when it matters most, when they're on their last life, listen, that'd be cinema. That's all I'm going to say. So we'll see if that one happens. Rookie Rumblers, the group of rookies of Potatoes, Disabled, and technically Sam.
Not a rookie.
Rookie to Div A, we'll call it that. They're going to get knocked out here, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and move on to the next round of your bracket. We got Match G: Los Jefes versus Hook.
This is where
land qualification.
Yeah, this is to make land. This is where I start getting some flack in chat. But once again, I'm Cook's third man. We have played and swept both Monkey Business and Los Jefes, and if we beat both of them, we are on land. They're a good team. I mean, Samuel, Chewy, and Scout, all three very, very good players, but they just were able to shut us down last time. I don't think they can this time either.
Hey, fair enough. real quick pause. We got Mitch dropping a sub, and he has a message for you saying that you jinxed them already.
You know, sorry, I guess. What can I do?
Oh,
I have
man.
faith. I have faith. You guys got this.
We'll see. But let's go ahead and now drop to match H. We're gonna be still in the winners bracket here. We got Backboard Bros versus Despicable Me's, and this match, in my opinion, will be cinema. This one's gonna be a fun one to watch.
It's gonna be a slugfest. I predict 5-6 goals a game, guaranteed. There's gonna be multiple overtimes. It's going to be a long series. If someone's streaming that, I'm probably gonna put my hat into cast it because that's a fun one. I mean, we're looking at the juggernauts. Despicable Me's was my preseason prediction to win the league. Backboard Bros with Remzik in playoffs, anything can happen. I mean, I could see it going both ways, but I locked in Despicable Me's in 7.
That'll be a fun match no matter what.
Yeah, well.
I think if Remzik, again, if he has hours, I think they have a very good chance of taking that. But if he continues on this pattern of him having no hours, I could see Despicable Me's. They're a very, very good team.
Yes, they are.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Go ahead and jump down to the losers bracket here once again. Backboard Bros just coming off a loss from Despicable Me's, going up against Monkey Business, and you have this one going to 7.
Yeah, I mean, so far 3 for 3 for the Elam matches going to Game 7, which I know it looks like I'm trying to be nice, but I think that any of these teams can beat any of these teams without question. Here, once again, I think Remzik is just gonna lock in. He can shut down P Money, and that kind of gets rid of that big carry threat. And it's all gonna come down to either Aquatoad or Hambungus or Kicker and Styles. Thank you much. I think it's gonna come down to those, and I think Backboard Bros has the edge there.
All right, fair enough. Monkey Business getting thrown out early there. They're ending their run. Let's go ahead and go to the last match of your before LAN here. Will Sigma Gooners get their last win here? Let's find out. Ooh, rough. Los Jefes versus Sigma Gooners. How's this one going?
Yeah, you know, they've not to be that guy, but Los Jefes has already swept them twice. There's a reason Los Jefes is the 1 seed, and it's not completely their skill. They did get the 2 series against the 0-8 seed, and got 2 sweeps. Looking at it, I mean, if one of those 2 series is turned into a 5-game, a 3-2 win, they are the 3 seed instead of the 1 seed.
Yeah,
that is how close the division is. I unfortunately do not think that they have it in them. It's tough to say, but Los Jefes will punch their ticket to LAN very quickly.
I mean, it's pretty crazy seeing that number 1 seed, being in the losers bracket. But like you said, I mean, how close those upper teams are, it really could go either way.
But exactly.
But you do have Silk in the chat saying it was a good run.
Yeah, I think you guys are gonna turn some eyes, but I think at the end of the day, you're gonna unfortunately have to play one of those higher teams, and it's just not gonna go very well.
Well, we'll see how that goes. But
I hope you guys prove me wrong. Please do.
All right, let's keep going here. Let's move on to LAN match. First one in the winners bracket. It's gonna be your team of Cooked going up against Despicable Me's. How's this one going?
Yeah, we're gonna go on LAN. We're gonna be a bit rattled. We have Risser, who has not played on LAN before. Weevil and I were both a little shaky on LAN. I didn't play very well last season, and he had an early exit on LAN. And so I think we're gonna go in with a bit of nerves, and they're gonna handily beat us 4-1.
It's not a bad show. I will say I think Risser probably has some LAN experience on his collegiate and high school teams. Hasn't he played in multiple grand finals for his high school tournament, or am I tripping on that?
I think Minor just died for a second.
Yeah, your cam died. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I can assume what you said. I do believe he has LAN experience. Well, I know he has LAN experience. He played at the one in Minot, I believe, last weekend. But dude, none of those have the stakes of Dcrl. Let's be honest. Dcrl's next level, and it's gonna be nerves, dude. I'm telling you, they're not getting the audience that we get here.
That's true. That's true.
We're going from D3 to D1 from that jump. Like, it's not even close. Like
Hey,
no comparison.
I appreciate the glaze here about on DCRL. It's much appreciated. Maybe not warranted, but well, I'll take it. So let's go to the losers semifinals here. Backward Bros versus Los Jefes. Both these teams on 1 life, and that's a crazy matchup. Being both those 2 teams with 1 life right there, that's a hard one to predict.
Yeah, I mean, once another Game 7 Elam, and it's gonna be a slugfest. This is like same as Despicable Me's. It's just gonna be scoring back and forth. But once again, Remzik on LAN is different. There's no way around it. I don't know what his record is on LAN, but he has won much more than he's lost, and it'll continue against Los Jefes.
I think he's only had 1 season in his entire DCRL career where he hasn't been a grand champion. Or not a grand champ, but just a champion.
Finalist.
Grand finalist. Where he hasn't won at all, where he hasn't gotten first place. I'm pretty sure it's only 1 season, if I'm not mistaken. So it's absolutely crazy the track record this man has.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can continue that here this season. We're gonna go to the losers finals. We got Backward Bros, Remzik and Co. going up against your team of Cooked.
Yeah.
Oof.
Not much to say here. I mean, once again, I've played Remzik on LAN last season, and he's a menace. We're glazing here. Hambungus and Aquatoto have been playing very well. We played them week 3. It was actually our first win. It was a reverse sweep, but we will not have that magic happen again, I don't believe. I think if we have to play them with 1 life, I don't think it's going to go very well.
Yeah, it's going to be super tough. And congrats, you are the first team, first expert to not have their own team winning the entire thing. So
the other ones seem pretty delusional, so I'll take it.
I don't know if any of them are even listening anymore, but
who knows? It's a shot at all of them.
There's some fun ones in there. But okay, let's go ahead and end off the night. We got the grand finals here. It's gonna be Backward Bros versus Despicable Me's, and you got another heater here.
Yeah, I mean, we already talked about this on match H. It's gonna be a high scoring game. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fun to watch. They're gonna get the bracket reset, but eventually they're gonna get figured out. They'll figure out how to shut down Remzik and how to abuse Aquatoad and Hambungus, and they're gonna eventually take it after the bracket reset.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad shout. Despicable Me's are such a good team all the way around. And like you said, I think that's a very good prediction. A lot of times you have to kind of grow accustomed to how to play against Remzik. And so when you're given that many games, I think those chances go pretty skyrocket, pretty high there. So
something that isn't talked about in this bracket, they would have got to watch them play 15 games on LAN already. Like they got to watch them for both days and then get a full series against them and then have to lose again. I can't see it happening. Dcrl's team is easily the best, like, for individual skill wise in the league. And I think it's not very close. Second would probably be Los Jefes, but I mean, either way, they'll figure it out, and eventually they'll get the game finished out.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see. So Swamp, the Div A expert here, has Despicable Me's giving Remzik his second ever, loss ever of not getting first, which is going to be super interesting to see if that does indeed happen, or maybe third. I don't even know.
Wait, you're like third time not winning at all? There's already been 3 because it was Stewie season 1. Stewie season 1. Garrett P was 1 season, and
you're right.
And
I'm glazing this man too hard.
I forget. I think there's a third loss somewhere in there, but either way, Remzik will play very well, but eventually he's gonna get figured out, and that's when the dream will end for him getting the back-to-back again.
Yeah, we'll see it. We'll see if he can do that. But without further ado, Swamp, do you have any last thoughts before we send this one away?
I believe in Sigma Gooners. I think that they can make a run. They got this. Trust.
Listen, if they can get 1 win, I'll be hyped no matter what.
Dude,
so
I am watching any series they're playing. I don't care who it is. If they're playing us, I'm scared. Because that means we lost and they've won something. Like, yeah, I'm terrified.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It'll be fun to see. I mean, hey, it doesn't mean they've lost. They could win out and then meet you on LAN without losing. They could do that, right?
They have to go. They would have to go through with the 1, 2, and 3 seed and the 5 seed.
You never know. You never know.
If it's happening, it's happening in match J.
Listen, if they just goon hard enough, it'll happen. You know what?
Yeah,
knows,
dude.
but
They're yeah.
We'll see. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Swamp, I'll give you one final thanks here for hopping on, taking the time to fill out your bracket. It's gonna be a fun playoffs, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna be it for our stream here. We went over every division. I try to keep it close to like an hour and 15, a little bit off that mark, but listen, kept it kind of close. So I enjoy everybody stopping in here tonight and saying hi and seeing what some of our experts have to say about some of these playoffs. So I appreciate everybody coming through, everybody that dropped a sub and viewed anything. DS support is much appreciated. But with that out of the way, playoffs is going to be underway for everybody here. This is where everything gets not sleeping yet here, Swamp. But
yes, sir.
This is where playoffs starts. So it's gonna be where stuff starts to get real. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see. Hopefully we can get a lot of streams out to everybody. And it's gonna be a blast. Close out season 6 of Dcrl. So stay tuned for some more Dcrl action in the very near future. Thank you guys all once again, and I'll see you guys soon. So.